Hi, this is Blake with Boulevard Home. Today we're going to talk about things that everybody should be doing before they call a service person. Every time. It'll save you money. You know, we're going to charge you if we come out, and if it's not a defect, we're going to charge you. Unfortunately, it's the way the game's played. So let's talk about these things. The number one thing to do, if your appliance is not working or not powering on, make sure that it has power to it. Make sure that outlet's working. Make sure that is the proper power going to that. Plug something else into that outlet, make sure it works. Unplug the appliance, plug it in a different outlet, make sure it works. That is the number one thing you'd always check if your appliance is not powering on. If it's not working right, or you press start and it's not working, or you're trying to select a cycle and you're trying to select rinse and spin on your washing machine and it's selecting heavy wash. Most every appliance you have nowadays, they all have computers in it. Now these computers, they're just like your phone. So when you're texting along with your best friend, you're there, and you send it, it goes whoop, and it goes nowhere. It says undeliverable, and you're like, what? And so you sit there and try it again and it says undeliverable. So you turn your phone off, you turn it back on, and lo and behold, these texts go out and you get texts you've been not receiving all day start to show up on your phone. Well, your appliances are the exact same way. If they lose their brain and don't know what they're doing, they need to be reset. The only way to properly reset them would be to unplug it from the wall, or go out to your circuit breaker box and turn the breaker off to it, let it sit for a good 2 to 5 minutes and plug it back in, or turn the breaker back on and see if it's working right. Most of the time, that will fix your problem, believe it or not. It's pretty amazing. Do that first before you call a serviceman, so that way you're not getting an undue service call by him going out there, unplugging from the wall, plugging it back in, checking everything's great. Number two, if your water's not working to your refrigerator or your water's not working to your appliance, make sure your water's on. I know that sounds dumb. Make sure somebody didn't reach under the sink when they're working on something else and turn the water off. Make sure you have a filter in your refrigerator that is a good filter. They do get clogged, they do slow down. So change your filter, make sure the water's turned on. That's something you can always check with your refrigerators and also your washing machines. Make sure the water's on before you call a servicer. Number three, if your washing machine's not draining, check your clean out. That's that little door at the very front. You open it up and there's a little screw thing. Take a bucket, put it under that clean out, turn your knob, let all the water come out of the machine, or vacuum it out with a vacuum, and make sure that that clean out is cleaned out. Make sure that there's not any dirty socks or hair or whatever is clogging that. I went out on 2 different wash machines today. Both of them were clogged pumps. They were easily remedied by the customer themselves, but they didn't do it. I had to do it. Unfortunately, we have to charge for the service charge. So always check your cleanouts on your wash machines if they're there. Top load machines, none of them have a cleanout. So there's not much you can do with those. It can get clogged. Give us a call. Let a professional come out, take it apart the proper way, and put it back together the proper way so you don't have a flood in your home. Tip number 4, if your dryer is not drying 99.9% of the time, if it's getting hot inside, but if your clothes aren't drying, I will almost guarantee you have a blocked vent somewhere inside your home, from where it connects to the wall to the outside of the house. Always check your louvers outside your home if you have access to them. Make sure the louver's open. Make sure there's nothing stuck in them. If your vent's up on the roof, well, you can't really check that very well, but the thing you can do, you can slide the dryer out, disconnect it from the wall, run the dryer for a cycle, and see if it dries in the right time. If it does, well, then you know it's the venting from your wall connection to the outside of your house. So at that point, you'd have somebody else clean it instead of having a servicer come out and say, yeah, it's your vent, and pay a servicer, and then have to call the vent cleaners to have them come out and pay them too. So you get a double whammy strictly because your pipes are dirty. So definitely check that before you give us a call. So tip number 5, they say my dishwasher's not draining. Well, there's things you can do yourself. You've got the clean out in the bottom of your dishwasher where your filters are. You turn it, pull it out, clean it. You can always check that. But to all you people that call once your dishwasher stops working, once your husband replaced the garbage disposal, don't replace your dishwasher. Don't call us first. Go to your husband and say, dear, did you take the knockout plug out of the garbage disposal that you disconnected the pipe to? He'll say, what's that? That's the plastic piece inside you have to knock out so the water has somewhere to drain when it goes into the garbage disposal. He'll probably look at you sheepishly and say, no, I probably should go check that. And every time, it's because it didn't take that knockout plug. Definitely check that before you give us a call. Number 6, on your refrigerators. People say it's not cooling right. Make sure your condensers are clean. We've covered that in other videos. Make sure you clean your condenser. Make sure your doors are closing properly. You don't have something holding the door open and letting all that warm air in. Make sure your light bulbs are turning off, because a lot of the new ones have LEDs, but if you have an older refrigerator, they're incandescent light bulbs. You know how hot those incandescent light bulbs get. Well, imagine leaving that on in your refrigerator for a couple hours and how warm it's going to get in there. Easily you can close your refrigerator door, kind of peel the gasket back, look to make sure the light turns off in there. So that's something you can check yourself. Also, make sure that door is sealing and nothing is holding that open. So that's one last thing you could check before you give us a call on your refrigerator. Don't be hasty to call a serviceman, because a lot of things you can resolve yourself without having to wait for days and days and days for us to get out there and to find something extremely simple that you could have fixed yourself. Refer to your use and care manual. I'm going to beat that until a dead cow, till it's ground beef, because this is going to be a dead cow. Refer to that thing, because that will help you out so much. We're happy to help you. We also want to save you money and save the aggravation of having to wait for a servicer. So I hope this helped. Please like and subscribe. We really appreciate you watching, and stay tuned, and we'll see you again next time. Well, we have lots of other videos for you to watch, so please like and subscribe, and you can check out all these other videos, and we'll find out lots of interesting stuff you may or may not want to know, but at least you'll have that information, and information is power. So thanks for watching.